There are many tools at Satan's disposal to misguide society, and one of the most effective tools among them is magic. Those who've watched episode 9 and 10 of this series know that a key aspect of magic is to delude and deceive people through vision.
Sihr is a reality in the world, and people practice magic. And one of the practices is through the eyes, seducing the eyes in television and spectacle. It's the sihr of the ayun.
Hollywood itself is a word. The word is interesting because it's a word that comes from a pagan. Hollywood is the holy wood, and it was the wood that the magical wands were made out of in the pagan sorcery, magic. And these wands were believed that the sorcerers that possessed them could put people into trances and control them. This is part of, this is symbolic, but it's also important to understand that part of what Hollywood literally does is it puts people into trances. It's a dream state. They call it the dream machine in the United States. And it creates fantasies for people. It puts people into these sleep. Now, one of the things is interesting that in the part of what's done in movie theaters, in darkened rooms where people watch television, is literally a trance state that occurs. It's what's called suspended state of disbelief. You enter into a state, you suspend your belief and enter into a state whereby you begin to believe what you internally realize is imagination. It's falsehood. Films are magic. It's just magic. You go and you watch these things and people get caught up in them. People cry during films. All this catharsis that takes place in these things. And this is an important element in the control mechanism.
People mainly use magic for three purposes. First, to cause disbelief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and believe in a delusional fake power. Second, to destroy the fabric of society, like causing separation in families and destroying morality. And third, to put people in a state of trance, which makes them weak and sometimes opens the gate for devils of jinn to come and control them. And these three purposes are the main concerns of those who are behind this evil industry, because they want a secular society of weak, isolated individuals whose lives are being controlled by them and are constantly indoctrinated to believe that what they see is real.
The corporate elite is a very small group of people. They really are. It's not a large group of people, and these people definitely have very powerful agendas, and they're working towards them.
Iblis and his army understand the power of media and visual imagery on people's psyche, recognizing that a movie is far more effective at conveying their message than dozens of books. Through visual media, we absorb the entire message without needing to focus on the details, meaning a huge part of the message reaches to our conscious mind while another part infiltrates our subconscious. Knowing this, they deliver carefully crafted messages to our subconscious using various techniques such as symbolism, subliminal messages, music and sound effects, character archetypes, and repetition. By engaging these methods, movies can influence thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in ways that viewers might not consciously recognize.
With this new world order, also along with the military aspect of the junud, or the minions, or the armies, is the propaganda war that takes place. And really, in the Western Hemisphere, this war has been going on for a very long time to literally control the minds of human beings. Patterns in terms of brainwashing people, one of them was repetition, to constantly repeat over and over again. And this is something that the corporate world has taken up. The idea of jingles in advertisements and these things. This continual repetitive nature of advertising, literally getting people to constantly be reminded through jingles, oftentimes using rhyme jingles and these type of things. Also certain images. There have been studies that have been done in terms of the neurological effects of viewing pornography that are very frightening. And unfortunately, these have been done at major universities in the United States. I don't know about the European research. The studies that have been done in Stanford indicate some very frightening results of people that watch pornography, the effects that it has not only on behavior, what is termed cognitive dissonance, and the actual attitudinal changes that take place in order for a self to maintain integrity after being exposed to this constant sensual bombardment. So this is all part of this. Now Hollywood plays a very important role in this, and we can see the marriage between the political and the media aspects, especially in the United States. The politicians and the media people are very much entrenched in each other's business.
Hollywood is indeed a powerful, shadowy entity that goes beyond mere entertainment. It is systematically working to promote a series of agendas that align with the interest of an elite group seeking to manipulate society's morals, beliefs, and perceptions for nefarious purposes. Among the themes identified are the promotion of immorality, normalization of controversial behaviors, forced atheism, alien agendas, mockery of religion, misinformation, fear-mongering, and even promoting Satanism. Hollywood is intentionally eroding society's moral foundations by glamorizing immoral behaviors, such as substance use, infidelity, and extreme violence, which aims to make such behaviors appear exciting or even desirable, gradually wearing down society's moral values and promoting a more permissive, morally ambiguous society. Hollywood is actively engaged in a process of normalization, whereby ideas and behaviors once deemed controversial or unacceptable are gradually made to appear normal. By continuously exposing audiences to these themes, Hollywood is conditioning the public to accept them, and this is how it shifts societal norms and values.
If you look, all of the research that we have indicates that media violence has increased in quantity, but it's also more graphic, more sexual, and more sadistic. This is the khutawat al-shaitan. If you watch films from the 1940s, the 1930s, the 1950s, you can see it's slow. This is how shaitan gets people. يَسْتَدْرِجُهُمْ. He pulls them step by step. These are his khutawat. You start watching films, they've introduced violence. In my country, one of the landmark films was a film called Bonnie and Clyde with, what's his name? See, people know, Warren Beatty. Yeah. There's a hadith that in the end of time, the shayateen will take forms and they'll tell you fictional stories and you'll say, I can see his face, but I don't know his name. It's in Sahih al-Bukhari. And there's a website of actors. The website is called, You Know Their Faces But Can't Remember Their Names. That's a hadith. It's amazing. Sadaqa Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So that film was a major change in America in cinematography, because before that, graphic violence was not permitted. But this film showed blood, gore. Now that film looks tame compared to what they have out. These are the khutawat of shaitan. And shaitan wants violence and sex are his two, these are because they're very powerful for the human psyche. And these are the two ways that he can really corrupt the heart. So they know what they're doing.
Another aim of Hollywood is that it is systematically undermining religious faith and promoting atheism. Through negative portrayal of religious characters and positive depictions of secular or atheist individuals, Hollywood is encouraging the public to abandon religious beliefs in favor of secularism, which aligns with the interest of a global elite seeking to diminish the belief of society in God.
And when I said that the Muslims are the wrench in the whole machine, these people recognize the potential threat of Islam. Brzezinski, who was the National Security Advisor to Carter during the Carter period, has written a book called Out of Control. And it's about the state of the world affairs right now, out of control. In that book, he says that right now there is literally in the field of ideas, there is no potential idea that could take on a mass movement as a reinvigorating element in human societies other than Islam right now. This is what he says, that all of these other philosophies and ideologies have literally fallen by the wayside, and he said the vibrancy of Islam is still present and manifesting himself.
Hollywood is frequently mocking and belittling religious beliefs, particularly Christianity and Islam. Through satire, comedy, and subversive narratives, it attempts to diminish the credibility and influence of these religions, contributing to a broader agenda to weaken religious beliefs and promote secularism.
My Twitter bio literally reads, "Proud Muslim lesbian."
They are making the society ready for a future revelation or deception involving extraterrestrial life. By saturating media with alien-themed content, Hollywood is desensitizing the public, making them more accepting of the idea of aliens. This way they try to hide the truth of the existence of God. The most sinister agenda of Hollywood is to subtly promote Satanism. Through the frequent use of occult symbols, dark themes, and the glorification of anti-religious and demonic figures, Hollywood is normalizing and even glamorizing satanic practices. The promotion of Satanism is seen as part of a larger agenda to undermine traditional religious values and pave the way for a society that is more accepting of dark occult practices.
This is what they worship, these Satanists, Baphomet. If you notice, he's androgynous, so it's a male-female mixture. Also making these signs. You see the signs he's making using this sign because 11 is the devil's number. Because 11 is 1 beside 1. So this is Anton LaVey. The birth of TV was a magical event foreshadowing its satanic significance. TV's infiltration has been so gradual. You see, khutuwat. It goes slowly, so gradual, so complete that no one even noticed. Shaitan has till Yawm al-Qiyamah. Anzirni. Give me time. And Allah said, you have till Yawm al-Qiyamah. And He said, I'm going to get them all. I'll get them all. He has time. He's slow. He works slow. He works at you slowly. Shaitan takes his time. People don't need to go to church anymore. They get their morality plays from television and the movies. That's what teaches them morality. Many of you already read my writings indicating that TV is the new God. There is a little thing I neglected to mention up till now. Television is the major mainstream infiltration for the new satanic religion. Anton LaVey wrote this. Now, this is a man who had several actors and actresses that were his followers. They were literally his followers. So he's not talking as some kind of marginalized. This is somebody who had influence in Hollywood. And one of his followers had a heavy influence on many of the major directors in the United States. Why is there so much one-eye symbolism amongst these entertainers? I've never seen any normal person do that. Why do they do this? Because this is their religion. They worship the one-eyed God. And then the pyramid, because they believe in a pharaonic structure. They believe in an elite and then everybody else, the masses that just follow them and do what they tell them.
In fact, Hollywood consumes you. They consume your time by drawing you into platforms like Netflix and turning it into profit for themselves. And as a result, they make you empty-minded and prevent you from self-development. Without noticing, you lose valuable time that could be spent on more meaningful pursuits. All they promote is love for this dunya, temporary pleasures, violence, and atheism.